Hello, good morning. So, I am on my little morning ritual walk. I live just a couple hundred meters from this beautiful beach in northern Israel right now. And I wanted to bring you into one of the healthiest things that I do every day, which is walk.
Welcome! Here is your hostess and coach, Chandra Zas, helping people make food and mood changes doable without missing out. Go ahead, high five that like button, subscribe and share while you're there.
Walking is like one of the best things that we can do for our body, for our physical health, as well as for our mental health and emotional health. Walking is it's like one of the most primal movements that we can do for our body. It stimulates our lymph system, it stimulates our digestion, it stretches our hip joints. It's just an incredible thing to do. Like no matter what your physical status is, like if you're sick or if you're injured, like walking is like just one of the most basic things that everybody can do. You know, if you're trying to do weight loss, it's often not a good thing to like actually do really hard physical exercise, but walking and even walking for hours can just be so good for our bodies. And one thing that I really, really love about walking is what I do with my emotions and my brain. I take walking, right now I'm not doing it. Right now I'm talking with you and I'm making this video, which is not what I normally do when I'm walking. But when I'm walking, I'm spending time with myself. I'm kind of taking an intake of like what's going on in my brain, how am I feeling, what are my energy levels like. It's like a little tiny mini date with myself. Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm in the Dead Sea, floating in the water. Go ahead and like and share and follow so we can keep in touch. Sometimes I do long, big dates, which like if I have something up that I'm trying to figure out, or maybe I'm struggling with something, walking is just an incredible medicine for emotions, for our mind, for our bodies. It's just a really, really incredible, accessible to everyone medicine. I have walked over so many countries, so many neighborhoods, I've even walked in dangerous places that I probably shouldn't have walked. I've walked in like really ugly places with like, trash and not scenic. And I've walked like, when we lived on the cruise ship, I would get off the cruise ship. Most people would get off the cruise ship and often do like a shuttle bus somewhere to a beautiful location. And I would get off the cruise ship and I would walk these just like random neighborhoods in Europe and in the Caribbean. Walked in, so many places. And one thing I really love to do is walk barefoot whenever I can, because then I'm also getting connected to the earth. So I have my feet, can you see my feet? In the sand. I'm walking, obviously the beach is like one of the easiest places to walk barefoot, but we can walk barefoot many places. Hiking in the mountains, you obviously want to be careful of glass, although there's glass all over here. In Israel, there's crazy amount of trash. Wow, the trash in Israel is horrible. But just walking around it and washing my feet when I get home. And so I just want to plant a seed of like of how walking is just incredible medicine. The other thing that's really good about walking as far as emotions go is that one really simple, basic way to move emotions is through breathing. I've been talking with Dr. Yotam Tamari quite a bit about this, and he's given me some kind of like new words to say what I've always known for a long time, but that when we stop feeling our emotions, when we're resisting or trying to like ignore or trying to suck up our emotions, we stop breathing. So you can always tell when there's something that you're unconsciously, subconsciously not wanting to feel. You can notice that your breath stops. And when we walk, it forces us, we naturally breathe. And so if you think about taking yourself for a walk and moving your body and regularly, intentionally breathing, it's really hard to hold your breath while you're walking. So you're also just like physically moving emotions through your body by going for a walk, by moving your lungs and your diaphragm. And then we kind of like automatically move our emotions just by simply going for a walk. It's The other thing I want to say about it is that I really recommend to have, so if you put like AirPods or whatever in your ears, and you're listening to something or you're talking to someone while you're walking, you still get a lot of the physical benefits. But from what I have really found is that to really get the mental and the emotional benefits, it means turning off the devices. It means like creating a state of presence and really being with yourself. You want to see the trash here? It's like insane, the trash. Every time the trash is just like so crazy in Israel. It's really heartbreaking. Anyway, so to get the real medicine from the mental and the emotional aspects of walking, I really recommend intentionally taking your attention and your presence and really being with yourself, being with your mind, being with your emotions. Our brains need to process things. And so I really find that one of the best ways for me to process, maybe there's a situation in my life that's a little bit conflictual, maybe it's something in my business I want to figure out, maybe it's something with my little one that I want to come to a decision. And so I really like to use walking as like my processing time. I feel that it like really helps me kind of like clean my brain out, clean my emotions out, like helps me process. And I really find that like doing this helps lower stress levels, helps lower built up emotions in our body, helps kind of clear out our brain space, and really allows me to kind of come back to whatever it is that I'm doing in a more clear, open, clean place. I consider walking as like, even in my work, I have come to a place where I've realized that it's like one of the best things that I can do for my business, like having my mind and my emotions cleaned out and showing up to work in a really good space. So I really love to go for a walk before I start working. I also really love to use it like for when I'm going through like an emotional moment in a relationship, or with whoever in my life. It's just a really, really powerful, amazing tool to be in nature, to be at the ocean. This is actually the Mediterranean Sea, and have the negative ions, and to be touching the earth with our feet, and to get the positive ions out of our body, and listen to the nature sounds, the birds, the waves, to watch the trees, to watch the clouds, to have our brain outside of a building, to have our brain neurons exposed to all of the space and nature, all of the outdoor space. It's just one of the most healthy things that we can do for ourselves. So I like to walk at least a half hour every day. And for me, on a good day, I like to walk like 2 hours. This is really what I love to walk, is like 2 hours. And at least half of that, sometimes all of that, is without any stimulation, is without any kind of music or podcast or anything like that. And I really feel like it's one of the most healthy things I do for myself, mentally, emotionally, physically. I also really love to do it like on days where I have clients and I want to give like my full attention. I feel like one of the best things that I can do to prepare for them and to really be fully attentive is to go for a long walk. Also, intense physical exercise is also really, really useful. But a good long walk where I kind of clear my brain out, clear my emotions out, and then I can show up fully present. I also like to use it when I have like special date days with my little one when she gets out of school. And sometimes when I get into work mode and my brain is like going, then it's hard for me to be fully present with her. And I found that I really like to go for a walk before her and I's date, so that I've kind of cleared out my brain and that I'm more present for her. It's really useful. So that's what I want to say about walking, medicine, and mental, emotional, physical health. there's probably also some spiritual health in there too. I just haven't really articulated that pit in my brain. But I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope you go for a lovely walk. And yeah, comment below and tell me, do you go for walks? What is your relationship to walks, and do you find them medicinal, and do you do them barefoot, and do you want to up-level your life? Sign up for some coaching with me? Let me know. I'm here and I'm ready whenever you're ready. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.